Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Well, today is a very exciting and special day for the Weininger Racing family because it's a birthday. Frankenbuggy is officially 13 years old. He's a teenager. And we are figuring out how we're going to be doing things as far as the fuel system. We got fuel filters and these brackets, and we're thinking go ahead and explain what we're going to do there.
Well, because it's such a tight area in here, we're going to mount the pump right above the transmission right there. We'll figure all that out. And then we'll come up, put the filter right here, and then do little 180s for the return and the feed on the fuel rail.
So we got that going, and then I am going to be making just a panel in here. I got a piece of aluminum here, and I got to cut a little notch out of it so it will fit around the gas tank here. I'm just going to mount it here so we can then mount the new ECU and get the ignition going. So we got fuel, ignition. We started on the cooling system here. We got little reducer couplers and stuff like that. And then apparently we got a hole here in the side of the motor. That was for the breather or some kind of, what was it?
Just the PCV. Just put a freeze plug in there.
So we're gonna find a freeze plug to fit.
We have that block off for breathing, so.
Yeah. They kind of did a little overkill here on breathing. And then we got to find some kind of loop-to-loop to tie these together. These are for the heater.
Yeah, or we just cap them off.
Cap them off or loop-to-loop, but we got to now still tie this into down in under there. So, a few things to do on Frankenbuggy, and well, we're going to do some work on them today.
Yep.
All right.
There's the ECU.
Oh, the ECU, yeah. We have got to make a place to mount it down in here, and then it'll be a waterproof box and everything when I'm done. But right now I want to get things mounted and get old Frankenbuggy started up. That's going to be exciting. Get this ABA started. All righty, we'll be back in a little bit. Little fabricating here.
Got the ECU mounted and the wideband controller for the oxygen sensor.
Goes through there.
Yep. Then the big old harness from the ECU goes through there.
I can trim these screws off and we can mount this panel.
We're getting there. Alright guys, got that mounted up. It's temporary for now, but now we can at least run wiring and yeah, get this thing going. This is going to have to go forward and towards the ECU. That I'm going to have to figure all that out. This thing is tunable too, so I'm going to have to work on that when I get to wiring. But yeah, now we can run all the wiring, and that's going to be in its own video. That's going to be a long video trying to do that one, but what are we doing now?
Well, I'm gonna mount the fuel filter. I gotta make that little bracket that goes on the intake manifold here. make a little bracket here that goes to the mounting bracket for it.
And then fuel pump as
And
well.
the fuel pump, I'm gonna have to weld something onto that radiator mount down there.
Yeah,
it's getting there.
We'll figure it out. Alright guys, got the ECU and the wideband all situated. We're gonna have to get a shorter wideband cable, but that'll work for now. Got the wiring for the ECU hooked up. Just put that over there for whatever whenever I do that video. And I put the map in, ran the vacuum line all the way to the front, or the back rather. Hook that up. So that's all looking good, and my dad right now is making the mount for the fuel filter, which is going to go right there. And then we're going to work on the pump mount and then run some fuel lines. Yeah, look at that.
I'm looking for nuts.
Let's get in there.
We not grounded? What's going on here?
Well, as you guys can see, we got the filter mounting the pump right now, and I'm just gonna start running AN lines everywhere. We're gonna have to get more fittings and AN line for the tank side, but yeah, I'll bring you guys back once he's done welding that up. All right guys, got all of this mounted up. Fuel pump right there. Basically just gonna do a 90 right into the filter here, and from here I'm gonna make a line and then do a 90 into this. I'm going to have to do the push lock fittings into some line, and then just normal rubber hose into this, and then right here 180 back to the tank. I had to order some more parts, so all I can do right now is make this line here, and hopefully the rest of the lines come in today. But right now I'll just do that and then finish up this video, and then later down the road we're gonna finish the fuel line. And
I'm making up a little bracket here for the coil pack.
we had this coil, it's spare from a Subaru project. I figured it would be cooler to run something like this instead of the distributor down here. Hopefully I can make it work. If not, we'll see, but
we shall see.
it's all experiment, because Can't find a whole lot of information about mega squirts and ABAs. Anyways, we're gonna get back to work and bring you guys along.
We'll see you in a bit.
Alright guys, got everything mounted up. He just finished up mounting the coil. Hopefully I'll be able to make that thing work with the mega squirt. I made the AN line for the filter to the pump. I'm still waiting on more stuff from Amazon to finish up the fuel system. Hopefully that'll be here today. But that'll be it for today. So remember to like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more. There's gonna be a lot more videos coming on this thing. Got to do the wiring. That's gonna be a huge video in itself. And then yeah, just tighten it up.
Yeah, it's getting there. Can't wait to hear this baby run.
Soon enough. All right guys, see you guys later.